Stop for a second. Close your eyes. Can you feel it? That gnawing buzz, like a swarm of bees trapped in your ribcage, that shiver snaking up your back like a thief in the night. Fear, anxiety. It's not just a word, it's a weight. Maybe it's been dogging you for decades, hissing in your ear when the bills stack up, or clawing at your chest when you wonder what's left of tomorrow. Some of you might nod and say, "That's me. I've worn that fear like an old tattered jacket, too familiar to toss aside." Others might scoff. "Oh, come on. It's not that bad." But here's the kicker. Whether it's a whisper or a roar, it's stealing something from you. Your peace. And if you're over 60 staring down the road of your golden years, I've got news. You don't have to live with it. Peace isn't a pipe dream. It's knocking at your door, right this minute. Welcome to Quiet Wisdom. I'm not some lofty sage perched on a cliff, stroking a beard I don't have. No, I'm just like you. A traveler who's tripped over life's rocks, bruised my knees, and somehow found a lantern in the dark. Today, we're cracking open a gem. The Buddha dropped over 2,500 years ago. You will not be punished for your fear, but by it. Think about that. Fear's not the crime, it's the jailer. And I'm here to hand you the key. A practice so deceptively simple, yet so earth-shaking, it can melt fear right out of your bones. This isn't about slapping a band-aid on your worries or chasing some fleeting Zen buzz. It's about stepping into the real you, the you that no storm can topple. So pour yourself a warm mug of something comforting, kick back, and let's take this ride together. Because peace, it's not just a maybe someday, it's yours, right now. Lesson 1. The river of fear and the stillness beneath. Picture this, you're standing on the bank of a river. It's your life, flowing right before your eyes. Some days it's a gentle stream, lapping at the edges of your world with a soft, soothing hum, those golden moments when the grandkids call or the garden blooms just right. Other days it's a raging torrent, churning with whitecaps, tossing you about like a rowboat in a squall. For me, that river once ran wild with fear. Oh, how it roared. My chest would tighten like a vise, my mind racing faster than a jackrabbit on a hot tin roof. I'd wake up to that electric buzz, like my nerves were plugged into a faulty socket, dreading the day before it even began. Maybe you felt it too, that shadow creeping in when you peek at the bank statement, or that pang when you wonder if your knees will hold out for another winter. Now I'm not here to tell you, fear's some rare bird that only lands on a few unlucky souls. No, sir. It's as common as dandelions in spring, especially when you've crossed that 60-year mark and the world starts feeling a little wobblier. For years I carried it like a sack of bricks. Every what if piling on another pound. What if the savings dry up? What if the kids stop coming around? What if the doctor's next call isn't good news? It wasn't just in my head. Either it lived in my body, a restless tenant that wouldn't pay rent. My shoulders hunched like they were bracing for a storm. My breath shallow as if I'd forgotten how to let it flow. I'd lie there at night, staring at the ceiling, heart thumping like a drum at a parade, convinced something awful was lurking just around the bend. I tried to outrun it, you know, threw everything at it but the kitchen sink. Deep breathing, counting in, counting out, until I sounded like a winded old hound. Long walks in the park, hoping the trees might whisper some calm into me. Even those blasted cold showers folks swear by. Bruh, let me tell you, that's a jolt to wake the dead. And sure, some of it patched me up for a spell, like a dab of glue on a cracked teacup. But the fear? It stuck around, stubborn as a mule, digging its heels in deeper every time I thought I'd shaken it loose. I'd sit there, sipping my coffee, wondering if this was it. if I was doomed to live on edge forever, a prisoner in my own skin. Then one day it hit me, not like a lightning bolt, but soft, like a leaf drifting onto the water. I'd been listening to the river's roar, but I hadn't looked beneath it. The Buddha, that wise old soul, pointed to this over 2,500 years ago. Beneath the waves, there's a stillness, a depth no current can touch. He called it our true nature, this vast, unshakable awareness that's been with us all along. Not the thoughts spinning like a top, not the ache in our bones, but the quiet space holding it all. And here's the kicker, that stillness isn't something you chase, it's already yours. It's the riverbed beneath the flood, steady and sure, no matter how wild the surface gets. Let me take you back to a moment that cracked this open for me. It was a grey Tuesday, the kind where the sky sags like a wet blanket. I was pacing the kitchen, fretting over a bill I couldn't dodge. My hands shook as I gripped the counter, my mind a whirlwind. What if I can't pay? What if I lose everything? Then, out of nowhere, I stopped, sat down right there on the linoleum, closed my eyes, and let the storm rage. But I asked myself something new. Who's watching this mess? Not who's scared, but who's seeing it. And there it was, this calm, wide-open space, like the sky after the clouds part. The fear didn't vanish. My heart still raced. My palms still sweated. But it wasn't me. It was just waves on the river, not the river itself. For the first time, I felt the stillness underneath, and it was like coming home. Now let me tell you about Miss Evelyn, a spry 73-year-old I met at a community potluck down in Tennessee. She'd spent her life raising 4 boys, nursing a husband through cancer, and keeping a roof over their heads on a shoestring. But you'd never know it from her laugh, bright as a bell. One evening, over a slice of her famous pecan pie, she leaned in and said, "Honey, I used to worry myself sick about the boys, the money, the whole kit and caboodle. Then I figured something out. When I sit real quiet and just be, it's like the world slows down. The worries don't go away, but they don't own me no more." That's the Buddhist way in a nutshell. Evelyn didn't need a temple or a monk's robe. She found the riverbed right there in her rocking chair. So what's this mean for you? It's not about pretending fear doesn't knock on your door. It will, and that's okay. I'm no superhero. My pulse still jumps when the phone rings late. But here's the difference. It's not the boss of me anymore. The Buddha didn't say we'd never feel the waves. He said we don't have to drown in them. That stillness beneath, it's your anchor. You don't fight the river, you rest in what holds it. And the more you touch that place, the more fear starts to feel like a guest who's overstayed their welcome. Loud at first, but fading as you stop feeding it attention. Try this with me, right now, wherever you are. Your recliner, your porch swing. Take a breath, slow and easy, like you're sipping the air. Notice the river of your day, the little ripples, the big swells. Maybe it's a twinge in your gut about tomorrow, or a memory that stings. Don't push it away. Just ask, who's aware of this? Feel that space open up, vast as a prairie sky. The fear might still ripple, but it can't touch the stillness. You're not the wave, you're the depth. And in that depth, there's peace, waiting, like an old friend, with open arms. This isn't a one and done deal, mind you. It's a practice like tending a garden. Weed a little here, water a little there. But every time you dip into that stillness, fear loses a bit of its grip. It's not about banishing it forever. Good luck with that. It's about knowing it's not the whole story. The river flows, sure, but beneath it, you're steady, unshaken. And that, my friend,
is where your golden years start to shine.
Lesson 2: Safety in the Storm. A Buddhist anchor. Imagine you're out on a boat, bobbing in the middle of a tempest. The waves tower over you, dark and menacing, slapping the hull like they've got a grudge. Rain stings your face, the wind roars in your ears, and you're clinging to the rail, heart pounding like a hammer on an anvil. That's fear, isn't it? It sweeps in, uninvited, and suddenly you're adrift. Sure, the next swell will pull you under. For years, that's how I lived, tossed about by every worry that blew my way. A late bill, a creak in my joints, a quiet phone that might mean the kids forgot me. Each one felt like a gale, threatening to capsize my little ship. Maybe you've been there too, white-knuckling through the storms of your own golden years, wondering if safe harbor's just a fairy tale. I used to think I could outsmart it, batten down the hatches, ride it out with grit and a stiff upper lip. Oh, how I tried. I'd sit cross-legged, breathing like a yogi, counting inhales and exhales until my lungs begged for mercy. I'd pace the backyard barefoot, hoping the grass might ground me like some old hippie trick. I even dunked myself in ice-cold showers. Lordy, talk about a shock to the system. And yeah, those tricks steadied the boat for a minute, kept the water from sloshing over the sides. But the storm, it kept brewing. Deep in my bones, a restless churn I couldn't shake. I'd patch one leak, say a money scare, only for another to spring up, like a nagging ache or a sleepless night. It was exhausting, like mopping the deck in a downpour. Then, one blustery afternoon, I stumbled onto something, a lifeline really. The Buddha's voice, echoing through centuries, whispered a truth I'd missed. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. It wasn't about calming the storm out there. It was about finding the calm in here. And where's that calm? Not in the frantic rowing or the patched-up hull, but in the unshakable core of who we are. Call it awareness. Call it your true self. It's the anchor that holds steady when the waves rage. I'd been so busy battling the wind, I hadn't noticed the harbor was already mine, tucked right inside me all along. Let me rewind to a night that turned this from words to reality. It was late, the kind of late where the world's asleep, but your mind's wide awake, spinning like a top. I'd gotten a call from the bank that day. Nothing dire, just a glitch with the account, but my head turned it into a catastrophe. What if it's all gone tomorrow? What if I'm left with nothing? My chest was a drumline, thumping out a frantic beat, my hands clammy as I gripped the edge of the bed. I could have paced a hole in the floor, but instead, I sat still, closed my eyes, took a breath, shaky at first, like a rusty hinge creaking open. Then I asked, who's feeling this storm? Not who's drowning, but who's watching? And there it was, this quiet, vast space, like the eye of the hurricane. The fear still howled. My pulse didn't quit its dance, but it couldn't touch that center. It was like standing on a cliff, wind whipping around me, yet knowing I wouldn't fall. That's when I started hearing echoes. Modern voices like Alan Watts and Eckhart Tolle, pointing back to the Buddha's wisdom. They called it awareness, this steady presence that's not the storm, not the boat, not even the sailor. It's the sea itself, vast and deep, untouched by the chaos on top. And here's the wild part. Nothing can sink it. No bill, no doctor's report, no lonely afternoon can dent that anchor. It's not a belief you cling to like a life preserver. It's something you see right here, right now. I'd spent years scared of the fear itself, like it was a monster ready to swallow me whole. But once I found that safe harbor inside, the monster shrank to a shadow, loud, sure, but toothless. Let me tell you about Mr. Harold, a wiry 67-year-old I met at a diner in Ohio. He'd been a trucker all his life, hauling loads cross-country, eyes on the horizon.
But retirement hit him like a freight train. Suddenly, the road was gone, and the silence filled with worries. I'd sit in my recliner. He told me over a greasy plate of hash browns, thinking about my pension, my ticker, my daughter who don't call much. Felt like I was sinking. One day he caught a snippet of a radio preacher, not Buddhist mind you, but close enough, saying, "You're more than your troubles." Harold chuckled. I thought, yeah, right. But I tried it. Sat there quiet and asked, who's still here under all this? Felt like I'd pulled off the highway into a rest stop. The mess didn't go away, but I wasn't drowning no more. That's the anchor, folks. Harold found it in a beat-up laser buoy. No meditation cushion required. So how do we drop that anchor ourselves? It starts with safety. Not the kind you lock in a safe or build with a picket fence, but the safety of knowing you're untouchable at your core. The Buddha didn't mean we'd never feel the wind. He meant we don't have to be blown away. Fear needs you to fight it, or flee it. When you stop running, it loses steam. I'm not saying it's easy. Lord knows my first tries were clumsy as a three-legged dog. But it's simple. You don't need a monastery or a mantra, just a moment to look inside. Let's do it together, right now, wherever you're parked, your kitchen table, your front stoop. Take a slow sip of air, feel the storm, whatever it is today. Maybe it's that twinge when you think of the future, or that knot when the news blares too loud. Don't wrestle it down, just notice. Are you aware? Not the worry, not the ache, but the quiet space holding it all. Ask yourself, can this storm sink me, the real me? Feel that openness, steady as a lighthouse beam cutting through fog. The waves might crash. My own heart still skips when the mailbox clinks, but they can't touch the harbor. You're safe, not because the storm stops, but because you're bigger than it. This isn't about flipping a switch and bam, no more fear. I'm no magician. I still flinch when the doctor's office calls, but that anchor, it holds. The Buddha taught us, suffering comes from clinging to fear, to the idea we're fragile. Let go of that, and you're free, not from the storm, but in it. It's like finding a warm corner in a drafty house, cozy, even when the wind rattles the windows. That's your safe harbor, friend. Rest there and watch the tempest lose its bite.
Lesson 3. Feeling to heal. The body as a teacher. Here's where we roll up our sleeves and get down to the nitty-gritty. You've found your anchor, that steady stillness beneath the storm, but fear's a crafty old fox. It doesn't just camp out in your head, spinning tales of doom like a late-night radio drama. No, it digs in deeper, burrowing into your bones, your breath, your clenched-up fists. It's a tenant in the house of your body, rattling the windows and creaking the floors. For years I thought I could outthink it, talk it down, drown it out with peppy little affirmations. Everything's fine, I'd chant, like a kid whistling past a graveyard. But the body, it wasn't buying it. My shoulders stayed tight as a drum. My gut churned like a washing machine on spin cycle. Maybe you felt that too, a heaviness that lingers, no matter how bright you paint the picture in your mind. I used to figure thoughts were the ringleader, master the mind, and the body'd fall in line. Right. Oh, how wrong I was. I'd sit there muttering, I'm calm, while my heart raced like a runaway train. It was like trying to mop the floor during a flood. Futile, frustrating, and a little damp around the edges. Turns out, the body's got its own story, older and wiser than the chatter upstairs. The Buddha knew this. He didn't just sit under that Bodhi tree pondering pretty ideas. He felt it all, the heat, the hunger, the hum of life, and found truth in the raw pulse of being. Science backs him up too. Those deep down systems, the nerves and the gut, they're the real drivers, steering the ship while the mind scrambles to catch up. Calm the body, and the mind quiets like a lake after the wind dies down. For me, this hit home in the thick of my anxious years. I tried every trick in the book. Breathing exercises that left me dizzy. Affirmations that sounded like a broken record. Even those ice baths folks swear by. Talk about a wake-up call. Some of it took the edge off. Sure, like a splash of cool water on a hot day. But the fear stuck around. A knot I couldn't untie. Then one evening, I gave up the fight. Plopped down on the living room rug. Legs twitching like a nervous colt. Chest tight as a coiled spring. I didn't push it away or pretty it up. I just let it be. "Okay," I whispered. "You're here. I'll sit with you. No wrestling, no running." And something wild unfolded. That knot, it started to loosen. My breath softened, slow and deep, like a tide easing out. My shoulders dropped, heavy but free, like a sack of flowers sliding off a shelf. It was the body talking, teaching me how to let go. The Buddha had a word for this: sati, mindfulness, feeling life as it is, not as we wish it to be. He said suffering festers when we cling or shove away, but freedom blooms when we face it square. You've got to feel it to heal it, as the saying goes, and the body's the classroom. I'd spent years dodging that lesson, thinking I could outsmart the ache with clever words, but it's like ignoring a leaky pipe. Patch it all you want, it'll still drip until you fix the source. Fear's not the enemy here. It's a messenger, tapping you on the shoulder saying, "Hey, look at me, I've got something to show you." And when you listen, really listen, it starts to unravel, thread by thread. Let me tell you about Mrs. Dorothy, a spitfire of a woman I met at a senior center in Georgia. She was 69, with a laugh that could light up a room, and hands that had kneaded dough for a lifetime. But beneath that spark, she carried a weight, decades of worry, etched into her frame. I'd fret over everything she told me, stirring a pot of collards that smelled like heaven. My husband's heart, my son's troubles, the roof that wouldn't stop leaking. "It'd sit right here," she said, tapping her chest. Like a rock, I couldn't budge. One day, after a particularly rough spell, her son lost his job, and the bills piled up. She sat on her porch swing, too tired to fight. "I just let it hurt," she said. Felt that rock, heavy and cold, didn't try to fix it. And you know what? It got lighter, moved a little. By supper, I could breathe again. That's the body's wisdom, friends. Dorothy didn't need a sermon or a self-help book. She let it teach her, right there under the Georgia pines. So, how do we step into this classroom ourselves? It's not about forcing calm or chasing some Zen high. It's simpler, messier, and a whole lot truer. You don't beat fear into submission. You invite it in, like an old friend who's lost their way. I'm not saying it's a picnic. Lord knows my first tries felt like staring down a grizzly bear with a butter knife, but it works. The body knows how to heal when you give it room. You just sit with it, feel it, let it roll through like a wave you don't have to ride. And the stillness you found in that anchor, it's your seat, steady, safe, holding you while the lesson unfolds. Let's try it, you and me, right now. Find your spot, your favorite chair, the edge of your bed, wherever feels like home. Sit tall, like an oak, rooted deep, branches swaying but unbroken. Take a breath, not fancy, just natural, like you're tasting the air. Now, tune in. Where's the fear today? Maybe it's a flutter in your belly, a weight on your chest, a twitch in your hands. Don't name it bad or wrong. Drop the labels, feel it raw, the heat, the pulse, the shape. Is it sharp,
dull? Does it hum or squeeze? Be the space that holds it, like a wide open field cradling a storm. Say to it soft as a whisper, "You're welcome here." No fixing, no pushing, just watching. Let it move. Maybe it grows, maybe it softens. A twitch might ripple through, a sigh might slip out. That's the body unwinding, shedding what it's held too long. This isn't magic. Don't expect the sky to part and angels to sing. I still get that flutter when the doctor's name pops up on my phone, but it's different now. The wave comes, I feel it, and it passes. Not a tsunami, just a ripple. The Buddha taught us everything changes. Anicca, he called it, and the body knows that dance. Fear's not a life sentence, it's a guest, and guests don't stay forever when you stop locking the door against them. Dorothy felt her rock lighten. I felt my knots untie. You can too. It's not about erasing the past or bulletproofing the future. It's about trusting the teacher within, letting it guide you back to peace, one breath at a time.
Well, friends, here we are, at the end of this little road we've walked together. But let's be real. This isn't about waving a magic wand and poof, fear's gone like smoke in the wind. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? No, it's messier, truer than that. It's about loosening those rusty chains, link by link, breath by breath, until you can stand a little taller, breathe a little deeper. We've dipped our toes into the river of fear and found the stillness beneath, that unshakable core the Buddha pointed us to, steady as a mountain through every storm. We've dropped an anchor in that vast, safe harbor of awareness, where no wave can pull us under. And we've let the body teach us, felt the knots, welcomed the ache, and watched it soften like clay in the rain. This isn't a fairy tale cure. It's a quiet rebellion, a reclaiming of your peace, one tender moment at a time. The Buddha never handed us a promise of cloudless skies. Storms will roll in. Heck, they're part of the deal, especially in these golden years when the world feels a bit more fragile. A creaky knee, a quiet house, a bill that stings. They'll stir the waters, no doubt. But here's the gift he left us. A boat to ride those swells, not a shaky raft that splinters at the first gust, but a sturdy vessel carved from your own deep knowing, your 60s, your 70s, beyond. They're not meant for cowering in the dark, jumping at shadows like a cat on a hot tin roof. They're for standing rooted, chest open, fear fading into the distance like a canyon echo, soft, then gone. You've earned that, haven't you? A life unbound, not by erasing what's hard, but by seeing it for what it is, ripples, not the river. So what do you carry forward? First, remember the riverbed, your true self, that wide open awareness no trouble can touch. It's there, always, waiting like an old friend with a porch light on. Second, hold that anchor close. Safety isn't out there in the world's promises, but in the quiet space where you're already whole. And third, trust your body. It's a wise old teacher, whispering truths your mind might miss. Feel it, don't fight it, and watch it shift. My advice, start small. Tomorrow, when fear taps your shoulder, maybe over coffee, maybe in the stillness of dawn, pause, ask, who's here? Beneath this, let the answer unfold, slow and sweet. It's not about perfection, it's about showing up for yourself, gentle as you'd be with a grandchild's scraped knee. Now I've got a couple of questions to leave you with, something to mull over while the kettle whistles or the stars peek out. What's one fear you've been hauling around, heavy as a winter coat in July? And what might happen if you sat with it, just for a moment, and let it speak? No rush, let it simmer in your heart. Because here's the truth, you're not broken, not fragile, not too late. You're enough, right here, right now, creases and all. The Buddha saw it. Dorothy felt it on her porch swing.
Harold found it in his recliner. And you're on that path too. Every step a little lighter, every breath a little freer. If this struck a chord, if it lit even a tiny spark in your day, give that like button a tap. It's your way of saying, hey, I'm with you. Share this with someone who needs a flicker of light, maybe a friend who's weathering their own storm. And please, hit that subscribe button for quiet wisdom. We're not just passing through here, we're building something real, step by step, for you, for us. Drop a line in the comments. What's one fear you're ready to feel and let go? I'd love to hear your voice in this circle. I'll see you next time, friends. Until then, be kind to yourself. Treat your heart like the treasure it is. You've got this. Peace is yours.